Hey, old boy here. Welcome back to Volchoria. You just put in the train line from Cooper to Ivy to get university students from this part of the city over there. And we probably could have used a crossover track to keep the line on the center platform, to keep the outside line for cargo, which seems to be coming from this end of the map. And I think the way the algorithm works is the cargo trains are going to choose one of the two tracks to come in on depending on how much the other lines have trains. But I don't think that we're going to be overloaded with trains. This has 15 passengers coming from Linden. You know, we're just 3,000 in population. And our skyline is starting to look like a skyline. We might want another office building. Do we have office? Is this office building full? Not quite. And we don't have anyone in these yet. Just a few. We just don't have enough commercial, and we don't have enough industry. And so we're going to want to put in some industry. And the big question is where to do that. This is kind of an industry area down here, and we do have a train depot. There's not really a train stop here. Extra tracks. Those are just extra cargo tracks. We really need a train station so that we can bring people into jobs. And they would have to come from both areas. From this area and from this area. And they could, and we could make the Linden line come through and stop on this train station, actually. And then we could have the Cooper Linden line could just have an extra stop instead of going around. Yeah, you want to get all of those train infrastructure worked out and get your situation figured out. This is probably the way we would want to do this. And we could just do it like this. Now I've had a few crashes when I click the move it button. So I do save the game every 30 minutes. Let's just go ahead and try it. It's going to have a cargo line, but what we'll do is we will put in the third platform. I'm going to try to get these lined up. I'm usually pretty good at this. We've got an electrical line kind of in the way. That's just we're gonna make this good enough. Now what we do want is these extra platforms to take that cargo line out. We'll see how the game handles the cut line there. Oh, look what it did. My goodness. Look what it did here. I'm becoming more impressed every day with these rail lines. Let's see if it does it over here too. Do we need this? Maybe it did it because of the train lines that are being needed in this. Let's see, train lines, Cooper Linden. Look what it did to bring the Cooper Linden line through. Now let's see how we would drag a stop on the Cooper Linden line. City Skylines 1, you drag this and you create a stop. Thinking we're gonna have to do this. One. Let's see if we can drag this. That's Cooper Linden stopping from Cooper. This is Cooper Linden. Let's see, we need to get the one from, no, that's Linden Cooper stopping here. This is, we need Cooper, yes. Waypoint is what they're calling this. Oops, I left clicked to get that off. It's a little tricky. Don't left click, just go out. And we will connect these tracks here. This is a little wonky in here, but it's okay. Just to have these icons disappear, we're gonna connect these tracks. Is that Cooper Linden line? It didn't stop. You might have to redo the line. That's the way you have to used to do it in City Skylines. It was just easier to redo the line. Here comes the Linden Cooper line. Let's see if it's going to stop here. It may not stop because there's no passengers. We'd have to let this wait for a while. And even though you would think this would be a smoother connection, you don't want to do that in City Skylines 2. I think it's about 16 is what you want. You take it too far and the tracks start to do funny things. The other thing we would want to do is bring the traffic off the highway into this industrial area, but we're going to go ahead and get some industrial going so that we can give the people some jobs. Off this 4-lane. This comes over to, I didn't make that connection. And there's some really cool things you can do with the industrial areas. And we don't want to complicate our lives yet, putting in farming and ore and all of that. I have to figure out how I'm going to get cargo from this island here over to here. And we might just bring the cargo lines in through this way. Yeah, see, this is the stop. This train station should be called Industrial. Industrial stop. And so here's the train coming through. You can see it. It does have a stop. And it did stop, but we only have one blue. We only have one yellow dot here. We need it to stop going the other way. We need to stop here as well. And so let's just see if you drag this to the right. Okay, it's just much easier. It's much easier. Used to have a mod for that in the old game, just to be able to drag stops. And this could be cleaned up a bit, this whole interchange. This had to happen to have the line go through, and the game did that for us automatically. It's double crossover, and it's pretty well done. I'm just super amazed. I have a whole series of Railway 2 on my channel for City Skylines 1, so I know how Railway works, and what they're doing here is pretty awesome. Now, I have clicked this button a few times in the Move It button, and my game has crashed, so I'm going to be careful here. Alright, we want to add some industry buildings. This line coming to here is probably overkill, and we could just take a 4-lane from there out. And like this. Now let's see if Find It has industry buildings. It does. Chemical plant, dairy house, fuel plant. Now these apparently don't do anything for your game. Let me see. 6x6. Just want to kind of look at these. One day we might have a mod where we're not seeing this white zone. You could probably change the color of it. And one doesn't have the smokestack. Look at that. And it's got the smokestack on it. No, it's just the icon looks like. And one doesn't have the smokestack. Yeah, I mentioned in a previous session that you had to zone underneath these, and then I found out that you don't. You don't have to zone underneath these. It's going to keep these buildings running without those zones. Just want the big ones in here. It just looks better to me than the little tiny ones, the little slivers. And the space between them just looks better to me. And we could pick this building. I like this building a lot. And put it down here. Just because it looks good. And this is quite a hilly little place in here, but I like that building. I'm not too fond of this actually, but it's gonna work for us. It's gonna get some jobs for us, and it's gonna create some income. And we do have trash service over here, or do we not? This Ravenwood Gardens, which is industry, Ravenwood Industry. And if you change the names of those, the transfer controller, or whatever they're calling it here, also changes this. This firehouse is only serving this Ravenwood Industry. Redwood Industry. Now, in our special buildings, let's see if we have industry here. Vehicle factory. This is going to look super cool over here. It's probably going to need to be flat. It's overlapping something here. And I'm going to have to install a mod in order to make that factory really work. called Signature Fix, I think. Something is overlapping. Road required. I'm just gonna put it here. Just because it is really cool and it really looks like this area here. And because we can. There's an overlapping item somewhere in here. A little hesitant to click the move it button. I've had a few crashes, but I do want to add a road around this. I might do this. Okay. And let's just see what this does. See, we just get industry efficiency. This really doesn't do anything to us, but I just like it. It makes this whole area really stand out as an industry area. And I want to do this. It's just a hill. That's what's wrong here. It's a hill. It's better. Let's see where he's coming from. See, we don't have trash service in here, which we're gonna have to put trash service in here. And honestly, I don't know how we're getting our electricity here. We might be getting it because we're connected through here. What we could do is assign this trash to this district as well. No, we didn't do it right. Yeah, we've got the trash serving both. We could put in the industrial waste here, which is a different kind of industrial waste processing, which is a great looking building. And makes this look a lot better in through here. Beginning to look like an industrial area. And the more buildings we put in, the more dairy house, paper factory. Let's see what the paper factory looks like. It's up on this hill. Really don't want it there. We were going to have high rise come out onto this line here. The paper factory. Chemical, fuel, switched on is a big building. That probably could go here, although we're blowing contaminants where away. Okay. Super assets. I must say that I am not sure that I would put in assets into the game. Why would I need to download assets? Although I'm probably going to do it. I am a Steam Workshop hog. But you know, there's so much ability to plan on a large scale with the new mods and these nice maps that I'm not for sure if I would have much fun adding assets into the game. These assets are awesome. The train station is awesome. Whatever this is, Simmons, Bombardier, whatever kind of train this is a pretty good train. And to add those really highly detailed trains is a big CPU hog, and we're already hogging a lot of CPU here. Unfortunately, these big factories don't really give us money. But they're just so cool. Might put in one more here. Dairy house. Pharma. This is pharma. It needs to be in here somewhere. Pharma. I mean, you look at this industry area. Redwood industry. This looks like City Skylines industry area. Big roads, yellow markings, solar panels, got trucks coming in. I mean, do we really need assets? And I know that that is a huge thing for a lot of people. And if you look at any one of my series on my channel, it's all about the assets and the trees. I'm very particular about my tree sets, and I'll go through a pretty long process of getting the assets for whatever particular series I'm doing. But look at this. I can't believe people are complaining about the game, honestly. Look at these industry buildings. And our trees change with the seasons. I'm not for sure if mine are going to change because I may have stopped the trees from changing. Let's see if we have this. It's called Tree Controller. No, it should change. They should change with the season here. See where this is. coming from. And this industrial waste is just going to go throughout the map. I think it just gives a bonus. It doesn't actually have trucks. So this is our industry area. We don't have a lot of actual working industry in it, which we need to do. So thanks for watching The Old Boar plays City Skylines 2. Take care now.